Okay. Hello.
All right. So that was crazy. It
What
only
was,
took 35 minutes to get set up.
It's all right. We only have 10 more minutes to
oh my
chat.
gosh. Doing anything new, there's always a learning curve.
That's
It
Yeah.
very
takes
true.
a little bit of time
So, needless to say, we have a lot to talk about.
in a very short period of time.
Melissa could not join us, but we had this opportunity, and having a mom with four kids, it makes it a little tough to be flexible.
I'm flexible.
She is flexible. However, we definitely had to schedule this.
Just not, I'm flexible, just not with my
Always available.
schedule.
It's not with her schedule. Oh,
You're
there you
flexible.
go.
Thank you.
You should put your leg up.
Come on, it's 2025. We don't like shame people anymore.
It's 2025.
It's 2026, okay? We don't make fun of people that talk about
this is-
2025.
This is true mom of four in true
Yeah.
mom of four fashion, which explains why Krystal is here in person and not at home on Zoom, because with that many kiddos running around, who knows what could happen.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be fun for me to be at her house to help Jared with the kids. So you could see how often I had to mute to like hold a baby while Jared was like grabbing one of the other kids. But
Yeah.
we thought this would be better. And then we
Yeah.
tried to work the audio out, but the best way it worked is me in the car and you guys inside the house.
Thanks.
Inside the cozy house.
Thanks for letting us be cozy.
So we're like
Um,
trying to get to the next step where we all have microphones, but there's logistical challenges to technology that we're working out.
yes.
So
So Melissa did want to be here. She was super sad to miss it. Also, I feel like because of the topic, Melissa would have been way better than me for
oh,
sure.
then me. I thought you were going to say
But,
me.
well, like than me for sure. She's always better than me. But yeah, like Krystal, mama four, we were going to talk about home birthing, which, let this conversation go wherever it goes. That's what we love.
Yeah.
But I do think, like, Melissa, we miss you because you would have nailed this pod,
Home birth.
this home
Yeah.
birthing pod. So just let the
Is that
record
what this
show.
is? This is a home birthing pod.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, well, Chelsea, introduce our guest.
Well, Krystal Karras is our guest for today. She is one of our closest friends, one of the first people we one of the first people that we met, her and Jared, when we moved to New York. And we just became, again, fast friends. We had a fast friends episode last week with Kelsey, but we did become fast friends with Krystal and Jared. And over the years, I actually, like 6 years ago, started working with Krystal. So
Yes.
then we became also co-workers, if you will.
She became my boss. She tells me what to do.
But technically, she's my boss. But
technically,
yes.
I don't really own a business or do business without her, so I kind of need her.
So we started working together like 6 years ago. And yeah, we love their family. They have four adorable kiddos. Oakley, who's 10,
Mm-hmm.
River, who's 8, Cedar, who's 3, and baby Coco, finally little girl. She is almost a year. So,
And you would know Oakley and River from being Afloat's movie reviewers. So they've been on multiple times to cause chaos and talk about 90s movies that they're watching for the first time.
Yeah.
little cuties. So yeah, I mean, Jake, take it away. I don't know what all of your home birthing questions are.
Oh, so many. So when you have a kid at home, how does that work?
Pretty much the same way as at a hospital, I would imagine.
Well, actually, so you had two at home, one.
Tell the story about Oakley and then like or how that happened. Like with Oakley,
How far back are
was
we
that like a
going? Because
choice?
I'll keep this like PG. But how did it happen?
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, we know how it happened.
Self-explanatory, guys. Look at that.
Yeah, like what made you want to
Home
try a
birth.
home birth, especially for your first? I feel like that would be kind
Yeah.
of scary.
So I actually never knew birth was an option until some of my friends had home births. And so a couple of friends had their kids at home, and it just kind of opened my eyes to, oh man, if I ever had a kid, I would love that. The idea of being home, being cozy, in your space, and um, that just definitely felt like my comfort zone. So I reached out to a midwife that at the time, she only lived but 20 minutes from me. She home birthed one of, or a couple of my friends locally. Um, and she said yes, and I was ready to go for it. And I have to just say, it was one of the most incredible experiences to be able to have if you have that opportunity. Um, it and finding the right person to do that with. So my midwife, which is somebody who will help with the home birth, by the time I gave birth to Oakley, she like about 6 months after, she ended up retiring after her 1,000th birth.
Oh,
So
wow.
she was very experienced. She knew what she was doing. She was already an RN. So yeah, I was ready to try I felt like what she was able to do for me was empower me as a mom to feel confident in my own body. She also made me feel very secure, and she knew what she was doing. One of the things that she had said was, if I find that there's anything that makes me cautious or doesn't sit quite right, I have no problem calling the paramedics and they can be on standby if need be. But I have the herbs, I have all the things that she felt comfortable to deliver a baby. And when I really think about the process, delivering a baby is a natural process. Things and complications can go wrong no matter what. And Jared and I just weighed the options. And we felt like throughout my entire pregnancy, I was checked and monitored like a friend. Like she saw us every couple weeks. At the last tail end of it, it was every week. She would sit down with me for an hour. She did great. We had to switch midwives between kids, but still a phenomenal, amazing experience. Love my midwife, Casey. She was my other midwife. She is still in practice and is just amazing. I love her.
So your first midwife you chose because you knew people that had used her.
Yes.
So you knew she was experienced.
Yes.
And probably being that she like had so much experience, she made you feel really comfortable.
Yeah.
Which is nice. And then were you nervous then going to a new midwife?
No, because she recommended Casey.
Okay.
She worked with Casey or they had connections. So I wasn't nervous, probably because I had already done it once. And you just become so familiar with this one person. And maybe they're the other person that they work with. You just become so connected, so familiar. They will talk about your family and they'll talk about how's your day going on top of the health things. You're never in a rush. You always feel at home with them. And again, just empowered. They're telling you things to eat and what to do with your body and exercises, things to look out for. I can text her anytime I wanted. I can send her any pictures that I needed clarification on. They are really there for you when you find the right person that has when you find that right person, that midwife. I'm not going to speak for all midwives because I know people have also had some really sad and bad experiences, but I happen to just find two really amazing women that advocate for you and make you feel empowered.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You had this. You didn't home birth all of them. One of them didn't, or two of them didn't.
One. Way to know my home birth stories. No, I gave birth at one in the hospital.
You should know. You were there for
So the
all of them.
first,
Not actually
oh,
there.
I wasn't there.
You weren't actually there, but
Oakley
French,
was the
French.
first one with the first midwife, and then River was the next midwife. But
Yes.
then with Cedar, you
It was
had it
still
at a
with my same midwife, but in the
okay,
hospital.
okay, because of concern.
Yes. Yeah, he had some health issues that they felt that they caught in utero about 20 weeks, and they felt it might be best to just be in the hospital. But it was really nice because we ended up going to the same hospital that my midwife is affiliated with. And when I was in labor, she was working that shift. So we got to the hospital and she was there and gave birth like 30 minutes later.
Incredible. That's also kind of cool that she like that was partly her decision too, which
Yeah.
shows you how careful midwives are. Like
Oh, yeah.
they're not gonna push if they feel like it's safer for you to be at the hospital. But
Yeah.
it's so cool that then they can go to the hospital and be there with you.
Yes. Only if they're, and I don't know this, I'm not going to speak on behalf of everything, but these midwives had an affiliation, but I usually have to meet their doctors that they're working under. And the doctors have to, like, they have been very quick each time to say, this person, they might be there, but I am the person in charge. Mm-hmm. I am the final say. So the doctors will tell me that if I end up in their hospital, that they are the final say. With Cedar, though, I never even saw my doctor that day. The doctor that day, my midwife was the one that helped deliver my child, and there was a couple other nurses, but my midwife was there.
Yeah. So you didn't really have like a traditional home hospital birth.
I guess not in comparison to what the movies show, I guess, because the movies show like yeah, no, I mean it was like that, but it wasn't like they let me like work they let me like be in the moment, like kind of just do things that I want. I walked in and they asked a couple questions and I was like, leave me, like, let me be. Let me be. The only thing they did ask to put a monitor on my stomach, which they don't keep a monitor on my stomach during a home birth all the time. She'll check periodically, but it's really free reign when I'm at home.
Yeah.
With regular checks, whereas they kept a monitor on me. But then after I had the baby, they were like, hey, can we, give you an IV now just to have a port, especially with like with blood. They do want to have something as being a witness that they were like, they want me to have a port in me in case I have to go under, and they were just concerned about blood issues being in the hospital.
So you did that after you gave birth?
Yeah. So they asked me right away, can they put it in? And I said, don't touch me.
Yeah.
And I said, everything was just quiet and just like, give me a second.
Yeah.
And then they didn't ask me again.
Yeah.
And
so can you go through each child, like, if you remember timing for like when you went into labor, when you had the kid? Do you remember?
Because the fourth one just came out while you're doing the dishes, right? You were just in the kitchen.
You know what?
Pretty much.
And then just like, oh, there you are.
She just fell out on the floor. Actually, I'd love to talk about Coco's birth, but I do want to hear with each one was very different, right?
Yeah, it's the most intense, incredible thing my brain can wrap around on this side of things. Like, it is wild, just wild. Hormones and it is painful, but it's a weird kind of pain in the sense of it is so intense is how I kind of would describe it. But the second you have that child, it's incredible. So going back to your question with Oakley, let me think. With Oakley, I think I started having contractions like first thing in the morning. Actually, it was like 7:00. Had a contraction. And it happened very quickly. Like, I still have like my notes from when I wrote it down. And it was very consistent at first, actually the whole time. So 7 a.m. contraction started with Oakley. Jared made me pancakes. He asked me, "Do you think the baby's coming?" I said, "Yes, I think either today or tomorrow." That was May 3rd. And I then went and Jared went to work after he made me pancakes. I labored a little bit more. I called my cousin. We ended up going and getting our nails done because everybody says, just go about your day. However, my contractions were happening very consistently, very early on. It was not a long break in between each contractions, because sometimes they'll say like, oh, it might like a contraction here and then maybe 20 minutes another contraction, maybe 10 minutes, but mine were very quickly like 8 minutes and under from the moment it started, like anytime between like less than 8 minutes. So in my head I'm like, let's go for a walk and let's get our nails done. I am in the pedicure chair and I am breathing through these contractions. Like, who thought I should do this?
Yeah. Who thought you should do that?
Yeah.
You
I
did.
am just like, this is a terrible idea. I am like,
but at least your toes looked good.
Yeah, and you know what? Nobody really cares about your toes. I think that's an idea in your head. Nobody cares about your toes when you're literally bleeding.
If they do, that would be so weird.
Yeah, it's not your toes, you know. But apparently, I thought it needed to be my toes. So, but I am breathing through contractions as and I finally was like, "You got to stop." I didn't even finish. And we continued about our day. We went to at the time it's called Healthy Times, and which is now Green Market, and I got a sweet potato quesadilla, probably a vegan cheese on like a whole wheat or quinoa wrap or something like that, and no joke, threw up later.
Oh no.
Like when you're in labor.
That's why you remember what you got.
I do remember. It was very important because it came right back out.
Yes.
Got that at the store and then came home, labored. This was special. We called our family. So maybe around 2:00. So my dad, my stepmom, they lived in Maryland. We told them, they started driving up and Jared came home. I had my midwife check me. And I said, there's two things I don't want to know about when I'm in labor. I don't want to know how far along I'm dilated, and I don't want to know what time it is. I just didn't want to feel defeated.
Yeah.
Of like,
it's interesting that you knew that for your first birth.
Yeah, I did a lot of research.
Oh, okay. So like you had gotten recommended, or like you had seen that people said.
Yeah, I just know me too.
Yeah.
I think I would feel pressured and defeated if I knew I wasn't further along than what I hoped.
Right.
And let me tell you, I'm not going to say her name, but bless her heart, somebody came over and they instantly said, you're only 2 centimeters dilated. And I'm literally like, oh, get this person out of here.
So yeah, you knew yourself.
Yeah. I'm like, nobody told, I mean, she didn't need to know, but nobody told her my birthing plan.
Yeah.
I probably should have told her.
Yeah.
My birthing plan. But
so your family came over?
Yeah, so my family came
while you were laboring in the bedroom?
All over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Laboring all over, and whenever I needed private time, Jared and I was in the bedroom, but like
That's the name of the episode.
Laboring all over?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Laboring all over.
And actually, just quick, for those who don't know what laboring means, because I was saying this to somebody and they were like, now what is laboring?
Is that not a word?
No, I think it is. And I think that's the term you use, right? Like, I think that's a normal, but they just didn't know.
I mean, I make up words all the time, so I would not put it past me.
Well, I was saying laboring. I thought that was a normal thing to say. But what do you
It made sense. Like it sounded right. Like you were laboring. Like you're going in and out of labor or contractions. Isn't that part of labor, having contractions?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're laboring all over the house. You're laboring at the nail salon.
I labored
Healthy Times.
Yeah.
I labored everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I guess, did we explain what that is then? Yeah.
I'm having contractions all over the place.
Yes.
And I'm walking like an animal. Yeah. Like all over. I'm not comfortable and I'm in my element.
Right.
You know, and so I'm just.
Okay. So you started contractions around 7. You like go about your day, do all these things, which is insane. Then you have your family over, so basically you're throwing a party while you're laboring.
Why not?
First child.
Yeah.
And then
I vomit.
You vomit
on the ball in the hallway, and I look up and I said, I think everybody has to go.
Did they go?
Yeah, and then eventually everybody left, but it was nice. I think we had like Jared's brother over and parents. My parents showed up. My brother actually was living with us at the time. Him and his daughter, they were there for a little bit. They ended up leaving. Wait, am I thinking? Oh gosh, no. See, now I'm getting kids confused. Well,
anyway, I thought your brother lived with you for River, I thought, because I thought the girls were living with you at that time.
Yes. Yeah. No, it was with Oakley. I had people over, but then I asked everybody to leave once I, and Ryan, yeah, we had everybody over. So Aunt Terry and see, okay, now I'm blending stories. I don't know, but
eventually you
family were over.
Eventually you had Oakley. So it was just you and Jared.
So it was just me and Jared. What I didn't know is one of my relatives came back at midnight and was partying it up with one of the midwives in the kitchen. And then somebody comes in and is like, did you want this kid here? And I was like, tell him to leave. So he's thinking like, why is the baby not out? And I'm thinking, I told you to go home hours ago. Why are you back?
So funny. So what time did Oakley come?
2:00.
Oh man.
He's in my little 2:00 in the morning, my Star Wars baby. I nearly had him on the toilet. Guys, this is like all out here. I was hoping to have him we had a birthing tub set up. I labored in that for a long while. And I moved around, and my midwife said, which was actually very sweet, she was like, you're just about there. I really think that you and Jared, with your connection and in sync, like will do really good if I just leave you guys. You guys are in a safe space, and I'm right in the kitchen, probably chit-chatting it up with the other. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. That person had left by then, but so I was like, sounds good. And my husband I just have to say a quick shout out to him. Like, he is the most amazing support system through all of my labors. Like, incredible what you would probably consider a doula, but just so supportive, so there, so emotionally connected. The person that just was absolutely incredible.
So he was like your doula. I never thought about it like that, but yeah,
he did amazing. Make sure I was drinking. He didn't ask a lot of questions, which was so helpful. He just did and knew what to do, and he read my body language of like yes, no, and handled everything. Yeah, he probably could have delivered my kids no problem.
Yeah,
like, without a.
He probably was on like message boards the night before learning how to deliver kids too.
Yeah. he probably was.
He read books about doulaing.
No, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we read books together. We did it. This was definitely, our child was as much work as I was putting in. Jared, within his power, was putting in the same amount of work.
Yeah. So cool.
So that was super helpful.
And so when you say Star Wars baby, you mean that he was born on
May 4th.
May 4th.
He was.
So you started laboring on the 3rd. He was born on the 4th.
Yes. And had him. It was on a birthing stool, and it was incredible. It happened very quickly. Barely pushed twice, because I got up from my one position and I went to do like a little loop around, and I couldn't make it between the time I got up from the bed to just do the loop around in my room. And the next contraction came, and I felt him like drop low. Wow. And I like called for the midwife, and I was like, the baby's coming, like the baby's coming right now. And it was a quick panic of everybody, of just like grabbing the birthing stool, and I was like, I'm having the baby on the toilet. Don't touch me. Don't move me. And during contractions, like my husband is picking me up and just putting me on this birthing stool. And I had him.
Did you catch him?
No, I did not. Okay. But my midwife did, but she just put him right on me.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
That's so cool. Okay, so that was Oak. What about River?
River was beautiful. River, that was probably the staple.
You're like, I've done this before. My body knew what to do.
Yeah, it was probably my favorite birthing experience was
Mm.
Rivers. Um, with River, my water broke in the middle of the night. I woke up to a couple. I called my midwife. She's like, sleep. I was like, okay. Went back to bed. Started having contractions early in the morning, and I called, and all my family came over. It was a beautiful April day, mid-April day, and all of our family came over. Most of them hung out on the deck at the time, and I labored mainly in a pool, in a birthing pool. But before I got into the pool, I called my midwife, who was kind of closer. She's like, okay, I'm coming. I gave birth about 40 minutes after my midwife got
Oh,
there.
wow.
It was very quick. So I
Yeah.
had him about like, I think one or like one something in the afternoon.
So you didn't labor as long with River.
No, not really, not true labor. Like
Yeah.
my water broke and then some contractions, but it wasn't until a little bit later. But I got into the birthing pool and I was like, somebody needs to tell my midwife like to get here quick.
Yeah.
And she got there and
So
she
was
was
your
great. She
family?
never even checked me.
Your family was still there.
Yeah, all of my family was there.
Yeah.
I gave birth to him in the pool and I pulled him out and Jared said it's a boy, which we didn't know.
Mm.
So that was special.
And you had hired a videographer
Yes.
for River.
Yes.
So what I remember is that after she gives birth, you go and put clothes on and do some makeup and you take photos. And I remember seeing these pictures and Jared was like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "Well, we have a photographer here. We might as well take some family photos."
Yeah. Because that's what normal human beings that do.
Well,
after they
first of all, the fact that you are inviting people over is hilarious. Like first child and second child, you might as well have a party for every child.
Well, we're done having kids.
Yeah. Heard that before.
Done. We're done.
Wow. Okay, so that was Riv.
Yeah, that was Riv.
And then Cedar. Cedar is an interesting story.
Yes, I feel like Jared needs to tell the story. Jared, I think, loves the story because he was the driver.
Yeah.
He felt like he was, what's that driver?
Oh.
Buccelli? Nope.
From
not Andrea
Seinfeld?
Buccelli. Huh?
From Seinfeld?
The driver?
Yeah, who was he saying he was like? I thought it was from Seinfeld, but no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably not. You're not Seinfeld people.
Jared is.
Oh, okay.
And Luke, but not me.
I don't remember. Andrea Bocelli.
Like he started singing Italian.
Because you had to drive to the hospital.
Yes.
So it was very like, yes. Also by this time, because I feel like you were late with Cedar. Because I remember you were like walking a lot trying to get your body to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. There was like a crazy driving story where Jared had to like step on it, right? And get there before.
Like you thought you might have a baby in the car.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, with him, sweet Cedar. So I had him at 4. So Oakley came, he was due May 3rd. He came May 4th. He was 2 hours late. April, River came 10 days early. Totally not his personality. That kid is late and totally not his personality to come early for anything. And then Cedar came 8 days late. I ended up at 40 weeks going and get checked. Oh, that's what I did. I took an energy drink because I knew that they were going to monitor their movements. So I was like, sure, let me just help the process. Don't do this, okay? I took an energy drink, a natural one, by the way. It was like goji berry, and it was great for you, but obviously just gave it a little bit extra excitement. And so they were like, man, baby's movements are great. And I'm like, I know they're great. Then she goes, all right, next step is we have to do a stress test. And I was like, okay, sounds good. Okay. I mean, I'm not stressed. And they're like, on baby. I'm like, okay, fine. Baby's fine. They monitored me for an hour, and finally they were like, listen, we can, like, this baby's heart rate is up, and we don't know if what's the normal heart rate, and it's just not, we aren't liking it, we want to send you to the hospital. And I'm like, guys, I had an energy drink, like, confession. And they're like, yeah, but we don't know the baseline heartbeat, and because it's a little too sporadic, we're not comfortable. So I end up going to the hospital. I call my midwife, and I was like, okay, it sounds like I have to go. And I'm 40 weeks. Sorry, I'm 41 weeks at this time. And so I get to the hospital, and first of all, I eat a huge burger. They don't like you to eat because if they don't, I was like, it's a clear tray hospital, which means they'll give you like yogurt stuff or whatever, Jello. I ate a huge burger because I'm about to go and possibly have a baby. I get there, they monitor me. I actually met this amazing nurse that her nephew actually had the same health condition in Ireland. And she said she was the nurse for her nephew that had this condition, in which they thought my Cedar could have had. We weren't going to know until we had him. And she just told me such amazing things. She's like, he's totally like, he's functioning fine. He has a normal life. Like, he has gotten through a lot of the things. Yes, he has this thing forever, but it, like, I thought was a blessing. Mm-hmm. And also I thought this is what my son was going to have. Like, I really was like, what are the chances? It's very, very, very rare.
Yeah.
This condition. And so to meet her, and this is what potentially my son could have. I was just like, okay, this is it. And in order to be in the hospital with this condition, they were concerned about his breathing. Usually they don't do well breathing, which was one of the main reasons why we ended up having him in the hospital, because if his breathing wasn't okay, if he had this condition. So anyways, I go there. This kid has a perfect heart rate. Beautiful. They monitored me for another 2 hours. Then a doctor comes in and says, we're having a baby. And I was like, no, we're not having a baby. We're just here to monitor his heart rate, his heart rate for a little while. And the doctor goes, oh, like, she kind of gave me a little attitude. She wasn't really happy about it. And then kind of left. Every nurse came in, like, are we having this baby? Like, we're going to start. And I'm like, my body's not in labor yet. So anyways, they weren't happy. My midwife comes in because she works there. She has an affiliate there. And she came in and she's like, okay, I'll careful what I say in case. Yeah. But she was incredible. And she just said, listen, usually people don't come into a hospital at 41 weeks and leave without a baby. Like, usually it's to give birth. So the hospital's not thrilled about it. Would you be okay if you go home and just come back on Monday and then plan to actively kind of start working with? I said, sure. Sounds good.
So that was kind of the hospital, like, pushing, like, they didn't want you to go home, but
No.
she kind of worked out a deal with them to let you go home.
I don't even know if it was a deal. I think it was, yeah, she did. She came in and I think was like, the baby's fine. Everything's fine. This is her third kid. I mean, I don't know what she said, but she let them know, like, let her go home. She promised, like, she'll come back if she doesn't have the baby on Monday.
Like, they were irritated because you wouldn't want to induce at that point? Like, are they just mad that you're there and you don't want to induce and you just want it to happen naturally? But now
I didn't want to be induced. And I felt like I didn't need to be induced. My baby was fine. I knew what I did. Then his heart rate was fine. I didn't feel like I need to be induced. And I kind of stood my ground, and my midwife supported my feelings enough, with a very gentle balance of her workplace, the hospital respecting her place, respecting the hospital and respecting my views. So she was really well done. It was very well done. But yeah, I don't think all the nurses loved that I went home at 41 weeks. I think they're ready.
So Did you go back on Monday? I don't
I
remember.
went home. I went home. Nope. I left the hospital, had a contraction.
They're like, oh,
Yeah, had a contraction, left they did a sweep. They call it like a membrane street sweep. So I had a sweep done, sent home. Um, had a contraction, woke up the next day with a couple more contractions. I went and did like a 2.5 mile walk at the park with my kids through contractions. And finally, oh, I needed a burger. That's right. That's the story. I was like, I need to eat Jared because I have to go back to the hospital. So somehow I needed another burger.
Mm-hmm.
And Jared went and like, and I'm laboring really hard at this point. And Jared came home and I am in full blown labor. And Jared's like, we gotta go. And I was like, you gotta call. So my brother and sister-in-law came and took the kids because we had to wait for the kids. And we got into the car and sped. It's a very busy time of year.
How far away was the hospital?
An hour and 15. And I can't tell you how quickly we made it there, but Jared was driving like a crazy man.
Yeah.
But like I am literally in labor and it is traffic, one lane, windy back road all the way to the highway.
Did you get pulled over? Or did I make that up in my head?
We got pulled
over. You got pulled over.
Jared, he got out of the lane, came on oncoming traffic, ran the red light, and turned onto the highway.
And just to be clear, Jared's baseline is pretty crazy driving anyway.
Yes, let's talk about Montreal next week. Yeah, and the cop was there, got pulled over instantly. Jared rolls on the window. My wife is in labor, and he's talking to me. He goes, oh, well, why don't you just go to this hospital? And he goes, because my kid has special, like, we're explaining it to him, and I'm just like, why are we talking right now?
Yeah.
Like, either give me the ticket and let me go or escort me.
Yeah.
So they let me go, and I am.
He didn't offer to escort you?
No, he didn't.
Man, oh man.
I know. My water broke in the car. I mean, how graphic am I getting in this?
Like, you say whatever you want.
Say what you want. We can edit it out if you don't like it later.
All right. Yeah, we're driving. My water breaks in the car. I take off my pants. I get to the hospital and I see like this old man in a wheelchair that I actually thought it was his wheelchair. I'm getting out.
Also didn't have pants on.
That would have made for a great experience.
You both get wheeled in at the same time without pants on.
Yes. I open the door. I'm thinking this is his wheelchair. He's handing me the wheelchair. And I'm just like, I have no pants on and I am wet.
Oh my God.
People are there. Jared's calling. He's like, he did great because Jared's like counting down like 14, 13 minutes, 12 minutes. Like we're almost there. He, calls Casey. Casey, we're coming in hot. She goes, they know you're coming. Just pull into the front. Don't worry about it. And so we get there. I get into a wheelchair, which again, it kind of feels weird in the hospital setting, but it's just weird. So I get into a wheelchair and then we get off on the wrong floor. Or no, the elevator opens and the person looks at me and goes, I think you're on the wrong floor. And I'm like, oh, I think you're right. You're like, I don't even care. He's like, labor and deliver is 3.
Yeah.
like, all right. So went and had my baby. And
yeah, like how long after you got there?
I think like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Max. And he was.
Do you think if you had that situation with the first one, you'd be more like, does your level of like embarrassment at coming out of a car with no pants on, like if it was your first baby, would you be like more embarrassed? And after 2, it's your third, you're just like,
I think when you're in labor, you could care less. You could go out naked, and I don't think nobody would judge you for that. Nobody would judge you for it. Yeah. Like you're having.
They might ask questions, like, "Why are you naked?"
They might. But no, it all goes out the window. Nothing. Yeah. Labor is a wild thing.
And then he was born, like you said, perfect.
Yeah, perfect, beautiful. I mean, yes.
Didn't have the condition that you thought he was going to have.
He does have health issues. Well, he does have a health thing. Best case scenario is that we see a doctor once a year for this, a specialist. So that's it. And we are at that case. Like it is only once a year that we go and see the specialist, and it'll be with him forever, but it's okay because we're managing it, and
Yeah.
he's fine. He has
So
no
it was best case scenario.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
best case scenario.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you took him home that night?
No, we did have to stay in the hospital for a couple days. He had to be on a low dose antibiotic for worst case scenario was 6 months. But it ended up just being 3 weeks because he was doing okay. He was doing well. So the first couple of weeks were definitely, the first couple of months was challenging, jumping from different doctors and getting different tests done and everything. But yeah, we stayed a couple days. We had to get some imagings done and all that stuff in the hospital.
Cool. And then, yeah, so what time did you go into labor? What time did you start laboring? Do you remember?
I don't. And it was in the
had
morning.
Him at like 8.
Yeah, I had him at 8 something at night.
Nice. And then Coco.
My girl.
What's your story with Coco?
My little lady. Okay, well, let me think. Oh, my sweet husband was battling Lyme's at this time. And for Lyme's, it's terrible, but we also grew up with ticks around us, but he had Bell's palsy in his face. So half of his face was actually paralyzed. And again,
it felt like he had the flu, right? Like a really bad flu.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like sick feeling too.
That's like a story in itself, but yes, he was battling that. And he went to a doctor that day that I got him, a friend recommended, to get some herbs and some stuff to kind of jumpstart his Lyme's healing. And then he took the boys to a graduation party, all while I'm in labor. I am laboring, but I didn't want to tell him because it was Oakley's, one of his best friends' graduation parties, like a fourth grade graduation party. So Jared took him to the doctor, took him to the graduation party, and I shot Jared a message and said, Jared's the whole time he's asking, how am I doing? How am I doing? I was like, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. My midwife is on her way up. And Jared's like, wait, what? And so I talked to my midwife and she's like, how you doing? I said, it's this. And she's just like, okay, I'm on my way up. Tell Jared to come home. And so that kind of proactively started stuff. So I would have to say, like, I don't know, maybe true labor maybe started around 3 o'clock that day, maybe 2, 3. Jared gets home from the party at like 6 and sees that I'm laboring. We start setting up the pool, and I just kind of labored through, and it was so sweet seeing all my big boys there. We did do like a walkthrough of like what this means, and they were in all support of it and super like cute, really cute, involved. They helped make the bed the right way and getting the certain things that the midwife needed and helping Jared blow up the pool and filling the pool. They were very proactive and excited to meet their new sibling.
Yeah, and this was your first birth with your other kids watching.
Yes, because although Oakley was there at River's birth, that kid napped through my birth with him.
Yeah.
We woke him up after I had the baby and I'm in bed with him.
So he didn't get to see it.
He didn't.
He was in the house, but
yeah
didn't get to see it. So
literally
this was
right
like their
door.
true first watching a baby be born.
Yes.
That's so special.
It was incredible. And I think one of the things, like, when my midwife monitored me, and again, amazing, like they're just kind of quiet. They talk in like a low voice. The lighting is dim and they kind of just sit. They kind of just let you do your thing. And if they might throw in a suggestion of like, why don't we shift in a position? Why don't you walk? Why don't you they might throw that in, but there's no alarming. There's nothing. They're not really telling me what to do or anything. They're just watching me, and they will like constantly monitor the baby. So she did tell me, she goes, maybe if we just hot water sometimes can relax the contractions, which is what it did.
Yeah. You labored mostly in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I got out and I don't know, ended up having her beside our bed. And when I had her, from my perspective, I had her and then I go to sit on the bed and I asked Jared, I said, what is it? What? And Jared said, I don't know, the cord was in the way. And so I moved the cord and I was shocked. It was a little girl. It's incredible. It is absolutely mind-blowing and just a beautiful thing to experience with, and something actually personally I never thought that I was going to have kids. So to now have experienced it 4 times now, it is, it's such a gift. It really is. It's such a gift. And I absolutely love my babies and my big boy. Like when I say my babies, like all 4 of them, even though my oldest is 10. It's bizarre to me, but it's, yeah, such a gift. I'm so happy to have.
Yeah. Would you recommend home birth?
100%. If you find the right, I'm saying from my experience, if you find the right midwife and you have the green light from whatever doctors that you need, or the green light from, because you don't want to be a high risk, and what calculates as a high risk might be different from one midwife to another. But if you feel like that is where you are going to relax the most and you have the control and you're not nervous, and just know that complications can go wrong, but your midwife is also educated to know what to do in those circumstances, and you call a paramedic if you need to or whatever. But 100%, if you signed off by your, this is not my professional opinion. I feel like you got to do one of those like captions.
Consult your doctor.
Yes, consult your doctor.
Warning.
This is not medical advice.
Yeah.
But for me and my experience, to me, I would recommend myself 100%.
I would recommend to myself to have my babies at home.
Have my babies at home. I am not recommending to you or anybody else, but I'm recommending to me 100%.
Oh, that's great.
And I recommend, if you're not going to have kids, make sure your best friends have like 1,000,000 kids.
Yeah, actually.
So that you can go hang out with them and then go home.
Yeah.
That is true. I remember that
great.
life. That was a sweet life too. Not once upon a time.
Yeah. It is a pretty sweet life, we have to say. Well, that's exciting. Those are great stories.
Yeah.
It was great.
So
when are you having another one?
That is the question. That is
the question.
End all. Is that the phrase?
I don't know the phrase.
Yeah, that's the question. Because Krystal, every time she has a child, says, "This is my last child."
Okay.
Except for that's not true. You did plan to have River, but
I did plan. I planned Coco too.
Right, and you said,
I said Cedar, if we had one,
and you said with Cedar, this is my last child for sure.
Yes. Okay. Hold on. We're gonna go back. And we're going to cut that part out. Okay.
No, we're not.
No. Okay. We had Oakley and we knew we were going to have 2. Because we always thought if we had one, we'll have 2.
Yeah.
So we had 2. And that was it. Surprise Cedar. And then we planned for Coco. But it was not planned after. Like, he's like 2 years apart. They're like 3 years apart.
Yeah.
But for sure.
Let the record show.
Let the record show.
Yes, I am I am filled with my beautiful 4 gifts, and I don't want any more gifts. Is what I
And you cannot handle any more gifts.
I cannot handle anymore. It is parenting is the most challenging, wildest thing for me to experience. So to do it 4 times with 4 different opinions and 4 different age groups.
Oh yeah.
I'm so grateful that
Yeah, and you're just in the beginning.
again.
I think you should do an episode or pod, either come back and talk about it, or you two should do it, about traveling with kids, because we've gone to Nicaragua, we've gone to Montreal twice, we've gone to Cayman with varying ages. I think when we went to Cayman, I think Cedar was like 6 months old. And
4.
when we went 4 months old. And then when we went to Nicaragua,
They were
I
1 and 3.
1 and 3, and I found the plane tickets. So we flew into Costa Rica and then had to cross the border
I know.
And Krystal
because we
said,
saved like,
I'm sorry, whose idea was this? As she's
yeah,
lugging
because
across 10
Car
suitcases,
seats,
car
yeah.
seats,
babies.
babies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we saved like $30 on the plane tickets, but we had to walk across the border into Nicaragua.
We had to change countries
Listen,
to save $30.
it was an experience.
It was.
Yeah.
But yeah, now you have a story. I'm all
I
about
do.
the stories.
But yeah, you guys are really good travelers with kids. Like your kids are really good travelers. I do think that would be a fun episode to do,
Okay.
talking about
Yeah.
traveling with kids. And yeah, like obviously we don't have kids. So traveling is not complicated for us. But it's
Yeah.
fun to
But you
travel.
guys know it.
Yeah, it's fun
You've
to
done it enough with us,
Right.
at least.
yes. It's
You
fun
know
to
it.
travel with
We're
people
familiar.
who have kids, because kids just make it fun. But
Yeah.
also like, yeah, you like I
Great
just
for us. We
have
just pass our kids on the plane to you guys.
honestly, I've always been impressed though with how great your kids are traveling. So we do need to make
Yeah,
that
they
a
are.
topic for another podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like we should
Agreed.
come up with your topic next time.
With your topic.
A topic with you guys. We could talk about
Well, like you're gonna interview us
on
on a float.
a
Jake's pod.
float. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What's the topic you're gonna interview Jake about?
Being dirt rich.
Or so your shirt says. That would be true
Yeah.
if we owned property, but we don't.
Yeah, we have no dirt and we're not rich.
Right? Yeah.
Well, doesn't that like dirt rich? I thought it was like so poor you're rich.
That's
No.
dirt poor. No. I just thought dirt rich meant like
Your
have
dirt is rich. You have a
think
lot
it's
of
just
rich. I mean, you have a lot
Because
of
it's drowned land, so I'm thinking it's talking about the rich dirt. Dirt rich.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was a cool
Well,
shirt.
I love the shirt though. I've always just looked at it as like, yeah.
like I'm down to earth rich.
Yeah, that's kind of how I looked at it. I think more
Yeah.
so like it's not financials by any, it's you're rich in
Yeah.
Land, dirt.
nothing. That's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah.
You're rich in nothing.
Yeah.
Like you're so dirt poor, but that's how rich you are because you're just
Okay.
Yeah.
I
that's
All right,
how I
I'll
always
take
looked
it.
at it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I
We
think
should
I
ask
took it
them.
literal. Like we own this land. We are rich in this dirt.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking it was, but who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe we should have
And I will
journalists on.
say,
Interview
yeah,
them.
and I will say this setup with the couch and the 2 mics is aesthetically good for it looks good on a podcast, I think.
Cool.
So
All right.
I'm glad that worked out.
Good to know. We got it finally worked out
We got
after
it.
I can touch
After-
this now.
And it doesn't make any noise.
You've been itching.
I don't know, like
Itching
girl
to
it.
touch
Oh
this.
my.
Ew.
Yeah.
Girl, that's mine.
Well, if that's the
How do I wash it?
it's your problem, not mine anymore.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up.
All right. What do you say? In that case, all for nothing. Nope.
He
We
has no
say,
words.
Oh, don't
no,
try.
we don't really have a wrap up thing.
You don't have a wrap up thing, but they
But
do
we do-
say. Needless to say, we have a lot
Needless to
talk.
say,
Needless to say, we
Yeah.
have a
we
lot to
talked about it all.
Which we haven't said that in a long time. I'm glad we said it today.
Yeah.
All right. So at the end, we pick songs. So do you want to pick a song or two, Krystal?
At the end of every episode, everyone picks 1 to 3 songs, and Jake has a running playlist on Spotify. But no pressure. Like, we can go first. I don't have a song picked out, but we'll go first.
Okay.
And then, yeah, just think of like a song you've been loving lately, or like a classic go-to you'll throw on the radio if you're in the car, windows down. Jake, do you have yours in mind? If you
Yep, I'm only doing one. Yesterday or the day before
What is on
was
mine?
May 16th.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think she forgot she was on a podcast for a second because you're talking and she was like, "Let me tell you something."
Sorry. Yes, go ahead.
The other day was May 16th, and there's a song by a fun 90s punk band called Lagwagon called May 16th. So it was May 16th day the other day. And that's the only song I'm going to put on the pod this week, just May 16th.
I love it.
There it is.
Can we stick with the, oh, no, didn't mean to play that. Oh, good. Can we stick with the May theme? And I'll do 5th of May, Zach Bryan.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
But you don't have to find a May song.
Wait, no. We used to listen to this song. See, I need Jared here.
Was it Dashboard?
No. Maybe I'll just go with like maybe.
Oh yeah.
Go crazy. Something like that.
So Wonderwall it is.
And
from
after,
Oasis.
my
Wonderwall. Yes, Wonderwall. Okay.
I love it.
Wonderwall because he says maybe.
Maybe. If we're gonna stick with the maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
There you go. I just jumped in.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. That sounds good. Thanks for coming on the pod.
Thanks for inviting me, guys.
Yeah.
Finally.
This was fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log off, but then I'm going to go inside and I'll be between you and we can take a picture.
Okay.
And then we'll close out the pod with just the 3 of us on one screen.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
wow. Look how dark you look.
No, I was in the sun all day.
So was I, but I'm black. You're Mexican. So do we just like listen to music? Oh wait. Good vibes. All right, I'll stop.
All right.
Yeah, you're right.
Thanks for joining us, Krystal.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
I'm not pregnant. It was just
You're not
me.
pregnant yet.
No, it's the weirdest dude.
Right. Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.